Hi, this is Dizzy, and I want to talk about St. Nazianz today, which is a town I spotted off the interstate on the way to our trip to Wisconsin. Um, so on the way back, we went and saw it. St. Nazianz was organized in 1854 into a religious German town led by Father Ambrose Oswald. Now, I want part of me, because of my last name, wants to say Oswald because the SCH, but I'll probably pronounce it both ways in this video. There were about 113 settlers from Black Forest of Baden, Germany. They sought religious freedom, as many people did in that time period, especially coming to America. And FYI, this is all in Wisconsin. It's believed to be one of the most haunted places in the state and possibly country, with tales of a rogue priest, Oswald, father, okay, cursing the land, which culminated in a very bad tornado in year 2000 after land was taken by the state, like thousands of acres. And that tornado caused $100 million upward in damage. A man who stayed with him when he was dying said that the night of his passing there were lots of poundings on the walls, which, the father obviously could not have done while that ill, and strange occurrences all throughout the house generally, as well as the father himself speaking to and gesturing to people in the room who the man with him did not see, which could be a religious experience, or which, that's a common thing to happen during a religious experience, or it could have been something from the fact he was dying. It can cause delirium. So that's that. With that, his death was quite interesting, and his body was stored in a place where it's not in that spot anymore, but you can still go see where he is laid to rest, which I will play a video of that. And his body was in very good condition, which in the Roman Catholic Church is a favorable sign of a saint, but having a reputation as a rogue priest who caused a tornado in your town might get in the way of achieving sainthood. However, when I visited the the crypt and all the other things, I did not get the vibe that this was an evil dude at all, whatsoever. You'll see in my videos from when I went to St. Nazianz on my way back to Chicago that the Stations of the Cross around the place are mostly gone except for one. And it said that they came out because they were bleeding. It looks a lot to me like vandalism, just like with the JFK Prep Seminary School, which is believed to be heavily haunted, and you can look up those types of schools all day long and you might understand, if hauntings occur, why it would happen there. So this is an interesting town, interesting case. I bought a few things while I was there. You don't just go to St. Nazianz and not buy a crucifix made of a rock from their, quite frankly, little famous thrift store that's right by the cemetery where Father Oswald is buried. And there's a whole gourd and pumpkin orchard that doesn't seem like anyone actually owns, but also like you might get attacked by a wild living walking pumpkin if you actually stole anything out of it. It's some over the garden wall looking stuff. Anyway, it's a great town. I really suggest going through there, whether you believe in this type of stuff or not. The history there is really amazing. It's really American, and it's perfect for Halloween. Just so you know, my videos of when we went through St. Nazianz does include video from inside the crypt. So if the idea of even seeing a crypt bothers you, which I don't know how you survive in the world of cemeteries and street, if that does bother you, maybe past that. But it's quite interesting, so stick around and watch the videos I took. I'm at St. Nazianz, which is like a haunted town, and there was like a rogue priest who settled it. So I'm gonna look around this cemetery. This is the crypt of Father Oswald, and the room it's in. It's a very, dusty room, but it's very, very interesting place to go look. This is the woods outside behind the cemetery, and that's the prep school, and that's the place that might have some haunting going on, that people have broken in left and right to go in, and then they write articles about it, so it doesn't seem like they're too worried about getting caught. And that's the sign for St. Nazianz. Of course, you just see St. Nazia right there. That's one of the churches. And a Mary. And here's some of the graves from the cemetery I was in at first. Those are infant graves. Crucifix is a really beautiful crucifix. That's why I took several pictures of it. Most of the graves are in German, like the epitaphs, etc. It's a really beautiful cemetery. No, that's still the cemetery. And that's the prep school again. Another Mary. There is the gourd orchard. And more of the crypt. The pictures that are in the crypt. He actually brought a very special Mary that was stolen at one point, and they put a replica inside of the little sanctuary. Well, you see me sitting at a piano in a moment. There it is, right in the middle. That's a replica. I thought it was the original when I was there at first, anyway. See, there she is. I just really love that statue. That is one of the stations with the thing gone. More of the woods. I love me some woods. Again, this is where I feel like if you pick a squash, someone's gonna just rise up out of the ground and be really angry about the whole thing. And this is a doll my daughter got. Well, that was my trip through St. Nazianz. When I first was in that first cemetery, I thought that's where Oswald would be, but I was wrong. Still totally worth it. So, yeah, what do you think? Google a little bit about the town. Tell me what you think. I am open to skeptical interpretations as well as not. I will be doing more cemetery videos. That's kind of been my thing lately. And I have one of those little things that detects ghosts or spirits that I'm going to, that I got for inexpensive, and Halloween is gonna happen one way or another in this house. Well, maybe not in the house, but maybe in the cemetery. Anyway, just be looking forward to on my next video. Less Pikachus in the background, maybe. And for me to be promoting my own candles, especially for Advent, etc. And I hope everyone's having a safe October.